First, I'm going to tell my story about grief, because the world needs to hear this. Like, there are other people that are actually going through what you're going through. I never felt this type of pain in my life until I was in it, until I was on the front row of the funeral, and it was me. And this happened to me tragically when I was in college. I was a college basketball player, and I'm just thinking that my season in my life was finna go one way. And then out of nowhere, I got this traumatic call. This call that changed my life forever, that I would never forget about. It's a moment that my mother called me and told me that my grandma transitioned. And it's like, she didn't even really tell me she transitioned, but it's just, I knew, like, the way she was talking, the time she called me early in the morning, even when she called me in the dark, I ended up becoming afraid of the dark because of the time that she called me, and my life changed right in front of me, in front of my face, and it was nothing that I could do about it. Grief started then. People started calling me that I never heard from, or my family members reaching out to me that I haven't talked to in years, and they called me, sending their condolences to me, and it ruined everything for me. And God was still talking to me during the midst of my grief, because it was just certain things he told me to do, but I fell out on the floor. Like, I just fell out on the floor for like 10 minutes. Like, I'm just, like, it's like your mind go into another state. Like, a person that you have never seen, like, you just become this different person instantly once you get that call, and everything just changed. And it was like the weather was slow. It was like, it was fall when this happened. It's like when I walked outside to go get in my car to go home, it's like the leaves on the trees was falling in slow motion. Like, everything was happening in slow motion. Like, it was peaceful, but it was different. But I knew a transitioning was happening. And it was like, I don't know how I made it home, y'all. I was in my car. I literally put my hazards on, and I drove with my head down the whole time, screaming in my car, screaming to the top of my lungs. Like, I'm just screaming, like, confused. Like, I'm trying to process. Like, I noticed a dream. I thought I was gonna be able to see her again, like they did on one of those Tyler Perry movies. It didn't get to happen like that. Stuff started hitting me. Then I work at a funeral home too, so it's like you can't get by with me with so much stuff, but stuff was just hitting me and hitting me and hitting me. People calling me, and I'm like, what? And it's like, I called my cousin. I was like, because my cousin, my grandma, we already got a confirm of like what funeral home we wanted to be at. This is already sealed, but I didn't know it was gonna happen like this. And I called my cousin. I said, I was like, cousin, where you at? He was like, yeah, I'm headed to go get your grandma. I said, you had to do what now? I'm going to the morgue to go pick her. And I got sick again. When he said that, I was trying to be strong, but I lost my mind. The morgue. Like, I've been to the morgue many times. I work in the death industry. Like, I done been to the morgue to get everybody else, but it's me. It's my turn. You going to the morgue to go get who? You going to the morgue to go get who? I go home. People at my house. You know it's real when people come to your house. People that you ain't seen in a while. They at your house. I'm like, mama, people at out. What are they doing here? And I got out of the car, and it was people helping me, dragging me into my house. And my mama was just sitting there. And she said, sit down, I need to talk to you. And she was telling me what happened. And I was in there looking for her. I was like, I went to her. I'm looking for her. Week go by. Every night I cry. Me and my family literally cried in the car. We literally stayed in the car just screaming and hollering. Like, I'm just crying because my life is flashing in front of me. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. But just go with the flow. 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 Every night we cry. We went to the house. People bring you food, money, all this type of stuff. And you don't care about none of that. You don't care about none of that. Like, what does that have to do with my love? Well, what does food have to do with my loved one? Why is she not here? Why is this happening to me? Why did this have to happen to me, God? Like, why did all this pain? Why did all this? Why? I'm questioning him like, God, why? Why me? What did I do to deserve this? I'm going through the flow. You know, the week of the funeral, the flow of the funeral is different. It's different. Like, everything go by fast. You pick out the casket, you pick out all this type of stuff. People there, people at the church, and it's like, it's still like a movie. I can't even tell you who was at my grandma's funeral. I don't know, because I was there, but I wasn't. I sung at her funeral and everything, but it still didn't feel real. Like, it was a dream, like it was a movie. And, you know, people calling and trying to be there for me, and I get it. You know, and some of the people that I thought that was going to be there for me, they didn't even come. Like, you know, everything's just happening. But during the funeral, God was talking to me. He was like, Michaela, either you're going to choose me or you're going to go down your road and it's going to go left. Like, God was talking to me in the midst of all this stuff now. Even though I was mad at him, I'm angry, I'm mad. But he was like, hey, you going to go my way or you going to go your way? Because if you go your way, you're going to fail. That's what he told me. I said, God, I'm going to choose you, but it's going to hurt. And choosing God in that moment, it still hurt. But look at me now. The world don't know that there is healing while grieving. Yes, those first 2-3 years are very critical and it's hard. The Monday after the funeral is when everything hit me. When you by yourself and your person ain't there, and you learn to live your life without that person again. It's the saddest thing that you could ever do in your life. The saddest thing that you could ever do in your life. Nobody can prepare you for that moment. The Monday after the funeral, that's when reality. That's the real funeral. That's the real heartbreak. Everybody going back to their places. Everybody going back to their own lives, and they leaving me. Like, everybody leaving me. Like, where are you going? Where are you going? Like, and it's just you and God and your family and the people that's there for you. And I was mad. I stayed home for a while because I didn't want to just leave my family. I didn't want to leave my mama like that. I went back to college, y'all, and I suffered. I failed. I was in college to be a physician assistant, but I changed my major because I could not do it. I didn't go to class. I had all failing grades in science, so I changed my major. I got into some counseling, and I played basketball at the time. But y'all, I would be on the court crying. I would be in the gym crying. I would be stretching crying. I would be in my dorm crying. I would be everywhere crying. I was just in this phase. Like, people would say stuff about me, but I didn't care because I was hurt. I was sad. I was depressed. I'm lonely, and I'm trying to figure out, like, why am I going through this transition? I trust you through confusion. I'm trying to trust you through confusion, but it's hard. God, help me. And he sent some people on that campus that changed my life, that helped me, that was patient with me, because there were days I couldn't go to class because I didn't want to hear about God. I know who a God, but I didn't want to hear about it. I didn't want to talk about it because y'all talking about this great God, this good God, but why did he take her away from me? That's the thought. But at the same time, God was helping me, and he put these great people in my life. Not a lot of people, because you don't want a lot of people on your journey. Because a lot of people don't know what to say. People say the wrong thing during grief. But he put the right people that implanted me in my heart and was soft with my heart and was gentle with me, and that was cool, and that helped me. And he was growing me. He was purging me. And I want to make this video to let you know that even though you go through all this stuff, some things that I did mention that I didn't sleep for 2 years because I didn't have peace. I didn't go to sleep. I gained about 30 pounds as a college basketball player because I was eating through my depression. I know what it feels like when you go through that. I know the unspoken of the things that I'm saying right now. Some stuff that I have missed out, but it was hard. It was hard, but I didn't give up. I almost did, but I knew what kept me going was knowing that what she wanted for me was better than what I did at the moment. So I kept going because she wanted me to keep going. I know she would want me to keep going, and I know that your loved one will want you to keep going, but you got to pick it up and go day by day. And you gotta heal with God. Even though we're hurt, you gotta heal with God. You gotta be in this car talking to God and surrendering your everything to him, because you're gonna keep suffering and suffering and suffering and carry around this weight for years because you ain't giving it to God. You done gave it to your friends, and look what's happening. Nothing. Not everybody is for you. Your friends not gonna heal you. They can help you, but God is the source to your pain. And a lot of us been carrying around this weight for years and years and years and years and years. You going to church, you praying, but you ain't praying right. You're not giving your problems to him. You're not dumping this grief through him. Nick, yes, I know a lot of us are angry. We don't even want to hear the name sometimes. But I'm telling you the truth, that there is victory. There is joy after the pain. After the pain. Yes, I'm going to say that because I've been in it. I've been in the shoes, and if God can heal me, yes, I still have my moments. Yes, I have moments where I miss her, but I know she's in a better place. Because when you get closer to God, when you grow closer to God, I'm trying to be in a better place with her. I know that when when God called me home one day, that I will be back in the presence with her. But it takes time to get there. You have to take grief day by day. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's hard. It's painful, but it's necessary. It's painful, but it's necessary. But you have to keep pushing by doing the best that you can with everything that you have inside of you. There is no prescription for this. This is a root. God can heal the root, so your tree is stable. That's a true statement. God is the only person that's going to heal that. It hurt. I know it hurts sometimes, but where's your source? Who is your source in this? Because it took me some years to get myself together. And people were so mean to me because they was like, it's just your grandmama. You know, people take titles and not look at the relationship. It don't have nothing to do with a title. It has everything to do with a relationship. Because some people grandfathers are their fathers. Some people grandmas are their mothers. Some people aunties are their mothers. Some people uncles are their fathers. You get what I'm saying? The world has to stop doing that to people. And I'm telling my story because I want people to know that as an experienced grief counselor, that anything that you tell me, that I already know what you're going through. I already know. I know the suicidal thoughts that you think. I know how you feel, that you want to be on the other side with them. I know how it feels to feel dark and lonely and depressed and you can't get out. And you looking at yourself in the mirror, you don't even know what you're looking at. I know it. I know it when you sit in your car because you don't want to go in the house because they ain't in there no more. I know how I feel to not sleep in your bed because they not in the bed no more. I know how it feels to just to be stuck and just don't know who you are. I know the pain's so real, but I'm letting you know that if I can do it, if God can do it for me, he can do it for you. But you got to change the way you look at this thing. Because you've been fighting and then doing it on your own, and look how far it done got you. Because if this was left up to me, you wouldn't see me. I would be somewhere else where I wasn't supposed to be. You got to continue to follow God through confusion. Sometimes you have to. There was a lot of times I couldn't even pray. I said, God, you hear my mind, because I can't physically say what I need to say because I'm still I'm in this phase. I'm stuck. God, I need you to help me. Bring people in my life that love me. Get these people out of your life that don't care about you. People want you down. They don't want you to grow through grief. They want you to be feeling like it's the end of the world. Yes, it feels like that, but you can make progression in grief. There is healing in grief because it's healing in. He did it for me. He can do it for you. So this is my first YouTube video. I pray and hope that this touched the ones that really needed this. And I love each and every one of y'all.